Hi guys, my name is Matt with Carolina Coops, and today we're in beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina off of Westgate Park Drive. We're behind the Urban Chicken Store, and with me here is Patrick from American Hemp. And in this video, we're going to touch on not just how great the deep litter system is, but I really want to talk about a product that was brought to my attention by one of our customers out in California, and it's called American Hemp. And Patrick here sells the American Hemp, and I would love, Patrick, if you could, maybe just give us a little bit of history on the American Hemp and where it comes from, what makes it as great as it is.
Special, yeah. Well, historically, this is actually a crop that used to grow throughout the United States. You can find quotes from George Washington, Jefferson. They actually used to be hemp farmers as well. If you think about it, back in the day, you know, when we were a new colony, you needed a source of fiber. A lot of people are familiar with hemp and the ropes and sails, but it was also used as paper, clothing, lantern oil, because in a new colony they really needed to make the most of their time, so they'd actually plant some of this material. It actually grows in about 120 days. If you wait the 120 days, you actually get grains on top of natural fiber. And if you're curious what a natural fiber is, your clothing is made typically out of cotton or petroleum fibers, and these fibers are actually grown in a row crop, just imagine corn, and harvested on an annual basis. So in that 120 days, you're actually getting several times more per acre than cotton. I've heard as high as 4 times the amount of fiber in that acre, but you don't need as much pesticides. Depending on the area, you'll have to apply herbicide or different pesticides, but overall the inputs are pretty low for this crop, and obviously historically I think our founding fathers realized that. A lot of people realize, hey, I can plant this with minimal care and get a fiber source. Now due to different politics, it really became uneconomical to grow in the 30s due to a tax that was imposed. In World War II, actually, there's a Hemp for Victory campaign that the government put out to try and increase the supply, so they encouraged hemp production again. But then it was eventually banned in the Controlled Substance Act. And the reason being, it got lumped together with all forms of cannabis. So industrial hemp actually is genetically different from the weed that people have been seeing on TV. And it actually can overtake weed. And it's male and female, so people pot growers would be concerned to have hemp anywhere near this. In other countries, we're actually the only industrialized nation that doesn't allow the cultivation of hemp, but we can legally import it. We're one of the largest consumers of hemp products, yet you tack on shipping, it really kind of limits the growth potential. So, I think all these other nations that have regulations, they apply for licenses with their version of the DEA, local law enforcement, so they have a good way of regulating it. So obviously for us, we have to import it from other countries. There's sources in China, Europe, Canada, and really we bring it in, and we're just trying to raise awareness really at this point, and we really want to be processors here in the United States to take the raw bales from farmers, separate it out, and you get those fibers I mentioned, and more importantly, for people that have chicken coops, you have the core here. So imagine a hollow stalk that then has some woody support in it, and then it has those fibers that wrap around it. Well, in the process of getting those fibers, you separate the fiber from this woody inner core here, and the reason what attracted us to this material is just because of the properties of it. It's green, it can be grown locally, it's more absorbent than a lot of these other beddings on the market. We've really seen people use a lot less. It composts faster because it's more nitrogen rich, and also it's less acidic, which is good for some soils. And also the longevity. If you have chickens, I know Laura said there's only been about 3/4 of a bag used in this coop, about 25 pounds, over the course of 6 months. So that's something we're seeing with horses as well, as people are getting about 4 to 5 times the longevity per bag compared to some of the shavings. So,
which will save them money.
It will save them money.